Hello, what's going on everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. We are here this Friday night. Happy Friday, folks. How are we all doing tonight? Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's stream. We got plenty to get into tonight. It's going to be a raw one. Hope you're having a great night, everybody. Thanks very much for getting in here and waiting for us to get going. I had all sorts of technical difficulties trying to get this stream set up tonight. It's a bag of shit, this computer, mate. But I think it's working now, folks. So let us know if it is. Smash a 1 if you can hear us. All right, guys, let us know you can hear us. And yes, welcome in. Happy Friday, folks. Let's see who we've got in here. Dead Revel, Fire Up, Predator Reborn, Must Play, Madhouse. How you doing there? Yes, indeed. Happy Friday to United 90. Aaron getting the old Twitter in there. Please do give us a retweet over on Flying Pig United on Twitter. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. Welcome in there, Dead Revel, Karabo Limburg. Oh, yes, Duncan Belifo. What's happening there? Don Gungshi, get in there. Welcome in, lad. It's middle of the night over there, eh? Karabo, welcome aboard. Get in there, Mike Jones and Matthew Smith. How you doing there, Lord PlayStation? Matthew, Cockney Red, let's be having you. Aaron, Larry, The Hoop Man, Daz, Duncan, Batman, Mike, Silverwave. Everybody else as well. Kieran, Jams the Highlights, get in there, my son. Johnny, Cat Lego, Gattuso, Stephen, Ulf. Everyone, Dynamic Melon, thank you very much, everybody, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining us and getting in here for tonight's show. Hope you're well. Do us a favour at the start of this one and smash that like button on this video. Give us a massive thumbs up if you haven't done so. Hello to Ahmad Asmal getting in for here from Qatar. Welcome in from Qatar, lad. What's going on with Sheikh Jassim, lad? Hey there to Luan France as well. Tontini, Vutinator, everybody, thank you so much for joining us and getting involved. Right, so Manchester United trying to do some business at the moment. We'll discuss the latest transfer news, but as always, like, subscribe, comment, get your thoughts in throughout the show. We will be dipping in and out of the live chat a bit later on. So, Kane, Harry Kane, Slabby Kane, the man with Rodney Trotter's face, the man with a stature of a horse, and not in the downstairs mix-up department, but everywhere else. We're going to talk about Harry Kane right now, guys. So, Harry Kane is the subject of an offer from Bayern München at this moment in time, reportedly to be around about 100 million euros. Harry Kane is obviously somebody that should be on the target list for Manchester United. Doesn't look like we're really bothered about him at the moment, though. It seems to be a bit of a shame to me that we haven't at least gone to try and get this guy who is an absolute baller, proven goal scorer, beastly pedigree chum in the Premier League. Does his business there. Sounds like he is actually a dog that I'm talking about. Pedigree chum and doing his business. No. We don't need a pooper scooper for Harry Kane. I don't know what I'm on about, guys. I'm saying words. Do they make sense? You decide. But what I'm saying is Harry Kane is obviously a great player. We should be going in for this guy. And we haven't done at this moment in time. Right now, it seems like Bayern Munich are the only ones that are going in for him. So we have reports to say that exclusive news, Bayern has submitted a new offer today of more than 100 million euros with bonus payments included. Bayern bosses expect an answer in the coming hours. And there is an understanding that Bayern Munich are expecting an answer from Tottenham by midnight tonight. We'll see if that materialises, if it comes through during this show. I mean, it may well do. We might hear some information about whether or not Spurs have accepted that. From my humble opinion, Spurs should accept it. I mean, crikey, 100 million euros is bloody good for a player who's got a year left on his contract and probably will be leaving at the end of next season for nothing if they don't want to sell him to Bayern Munich right now and if United aren't prepared to go in for him. So they're expected to have offered a huge amount of cash, not just to Spurs, but also to Slabby Kane as well. So they're expected that's probably around about 25 million pounds a year that they're offering to Kane. Let's take a little look. So here's another report just in regards to the amount of money that is actually being offered to Kane. This is via The Athletic, which says that Bayern have offered Harry Kane 25 million pounds a year, which would be more than double his current basic salary at Tottenham. No issues on personal terms. So you have to kind of take that with a pinch of salt, but the source is reasonably good. So 25 million a year, that's a heck of a lot of money. That's over £400,000 a week, isn't it? Significantly more, in fact. In fact, it's basically 2 million pounds a year. A month, sorry. £2 million a month, which totals 25 million a year. If that's the case, I mean, that's £500,000 a week. Surely that's not right. That sounds too large, to be fair, for Bayern Munich to offer Kane that. But if they have offered him that, how is he going to reject that to go and play for such a great club? I mean, he couldn't get that money playing in the Saudi League, could he? where they're just chucking money at anybody. £500,000 a week is what they're apparently offering. It's insane money. It's insane money. And obviously the amount that they're offering to Tottenham's insane money as well for the facts that we've mentioned, that he does only have a year left on his contract and that he wants to go away to try and actually win some trophies. So I think Spurs will fundamentally accept this offer. And if United don't go in and match that sort of a deal, then we won't be going in for him, and that'll be that. He'll be a Bayern Munich player, which seems a shame. Seems a shame for the English Premier League to lose one of the best English players as well. I mean, I guess there has to be a good old classic English export going somewhere, doesn't there? It's like, this is the generation of players where they haven't really needed to go abroad because there's been so much talent, and the Premier League's obviously the best league. You very rarely these days see these top star English players go abroad. It used to be more of a common thing, obviously not that common, but whether it would be David Beckham or Michael Owen or back in the Dizzy, Gary Lineker and people like that, you'd often see these exports being made. Kevin Keegan went and played for Hamburg, didn't he? Back in the day over in Germany. Very rare that you see these top English talents, though, leaving the Premier League. Such a shame, I think, that we are potentially losing him from this football league. Just because he is England's all-time goal scorer, he's a great English player. It's a shame that Man United haven't had the bollocks to go in and try and sign this guy, to be fair. Heck of a lot of money they're offering to Spurs. Heck of a lot of money they're offering to Harry Kane. It's almost too good to refuse from both counts there. Let's ask the live chat, really, for a second here. Do you think that Spurs will accept Bayern Munich's offer? So we're understanding that they've put a deadline of it until midnight tonight for Spurs to accept or decline. Do you think they'll fundamentally accept that offer? Yes or no? I think they probably will, because it's just too good of an offer to turn down, really. It gives everybody what they want. They want the €100 million. Plus, Kane's going to be standing to make about £500,000 a week. It's insane, really. It's a heck of a lot of cash that they are actually offering there. So you can't really deny them that they've made a good offer if that's the case. Roddy Can't Gain, thank you very much for the devil horns. Get in there, my son. Let's get some devil horns in there. Thank you so much, Roddy. Thanks for the super sticker there, mate. Happy Friday. I think he's going to see Metallica and Pantera tonight. Get in there, you lucky bastard. That's going to be an awesome gig, lad. Have a fun time, Roddy Can't Gain. Thank you for getting in there with the devil horns, lad. Oh, yes. Rock on, my son. Enjoy it. That's going to be awesome, dude. Love a bit of Metallica, and Pantera good as well. That's going to be raw. Although, how can you have Pantera without, like, Dimebag Darrell and stuff? It's not right, mate. I'm telling you, it's not right. But hey, look, the rest of the guys got to go on. Hey there, Rushmano. What's going on, lad? Thank you, Ruddy Can't Game. Have a great evening, you legend. Be amazed if Kane doesn't want the highest goal scorer record in the Premier League, says Rushmano. Yeah, but the thing is, right now, he doesn't have the offer from Manchester United there. Perhaps we will go in for him, in which case then he's got a decision to make. But at this moment, what's he going to do? Stay at shitty Spurs on half the money what Bayern Munich are potentially offering him? So at the moment, it seems like, I mean, what's the reality? He can stay and break Alan Shearer's record and never win another trophy. Or he can, I guess, is one of the options is to wait it out for a year and then go and join a rival Premier League side next summer for free and then get more money. He could certainly get similar amounts of money as to what Bayern Munich are offering right now next summer as a free agent, as there's no transfer fee to pay and he could get a nice signing on bonus. That's true. But he'd have to wait a whole year in his career. What he could do is just go over to the Bundesliga, win trophies, get the trophies that everyone says he can't win, probably be the top scorer over there for a few seasons in a row as well. Champions League football. I mean, I understand the appeal of going to play in the Bundesliga for Bayern Munich. Not for anybody else, but for Bayern Munich, it makes sense because he will just be getting trophies galore and accolades galore. So it does make a bit of sense, but it's just not quite... I agree. I mean, I would like to see him stay in the Premier League. I'd like to see him go and break that record. He's one of the few people that actually has the ability to break that record. And if he stayed in the Premier League, he probably would break that record over the next few seasons. So, yes, but it's only one individual player record. It doesn't amount to trophies. When all's said and done, you want to get that Premier League title. I mean, Alan Shearer obviously went down in history having got 260 Premier League goals, but he at least won a Premier League title. You know, he didn't win more than one, I don't think. I think it was just at Blackburn, wasn't it? Obviously, when they had that great season, the old SAS, Shearer and Sutton connection. But beyond that, he was just like a money player over at Newcastle, and they kind of shat it, didn't they? He was a great player, though, obviously. But, yeah, he actually did win the Premier League. That would be the difference between Kane and Shearer. If Kane does get that record, if he stays at Spurs, he's not going to ever win a trophy. So I don't know. I mean, Kane to Spurs, Kane to Bayern is a shame. I think Manchester United have to go in for him and try. Hey, Ruddy Can't Gain, thank you for another super chat, lad. Well, that's pretty awesome. Zach Wild from Slayer, eh? That's raw, lad. I think he's from Slayer, isn't he? Metallica and Pantera. Zach Wild filling in for Dime. Well, that's going to be awesome, mate, to be fair. Now, I'm sure that would be fantastic, to be honest. That would be absolutely awesome. Respect to you, Ruddy. I hope you have a great time, lad. Get in there, you beautiful legend. So I am going to just ask the live chat a cheeky little poll right now. And that is basically, will Manchester United go in for Kane? Will Man United go in for Kane before the end of the summer transfer window? I will ask that to you, legend. Oh, okay, he's not from Slayer, my bad. So, yeah, there you go, folks. Will he go in for Kane? Will we go in for Kane? Have a little vote throughout the show. I mean, I honestly don't think we probably will now, based on the fact we've got Rasmus. Does depend on all the other business we've got to do. We've got to get rid of these gash merchants at the club, the Easter Island heads, the Scottish shortbread lover, Tony No Knees Martial, Dean the Mole Henderson, Eric Paper Mache Thighs Bailly, Donny Wooden Clogs Van der Beek, and all the rest of these guys who we've got appropriate nicknames for. We're going to have to get rid of all of these players in order to finance that deal for Harry Kane, and it's very unlikely anyway. So I'm not buying it really, guys. I don't think we will go in for it. Bayern Munich have already put in a fantastic bid. Here's more information on the offer. I mean, check this out. It says that Bayern's latest offer for Harry Kane went in earlier this week and actually exceeds £100 million with add-ons included. This is from Miguel Delaney. They are still waiting on a response and have made it clear that they're prepared to walk away if a deal is not done by tomorrow. So, okay, there's some slightly different reports. I mean, if it is, say, £100 million, it's quite unlikely that Manchester United would even be able to beat that significantly, and Spurs would rather he spoke to Bayern Munich. Because it's a foreign club, obviously he would go and be out of their hair then. So United would have to beat Spurs' offer from Bayern for somewhere in the region of, I don't know, £15 million just to actually get them to sell this player to us. But it is down to the player. Like I said, he's got a contract at Spurs. He could quite easily run down that contract for a year and then just leave for free. So Spurs would be forced to sell him to us if we were actually going in for him with an offer, if he decided, hey, I don't want Bayern, I want Man United. If that's what Kane had actually decided, then they would be forced to sell him to us. But the chances of that, very small, as I say. It is not something I'm going to hold my breath over, peeps. By the way, we've got 195 legends in here. Happy Friday, folks. Hit that like button if you're just getting in the stream. Help us get to 100 likes on the stream if you haven't done so. Drop a little thumbs up. We're nearly at 80, so hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe. We have now hit 72.8k subs, which is awesome. Thank you all the new subscribers. Thank you all the old subscribers. Get your thoughts in throughout the show. It's an interactive chat. We do dip in and out of it, and Q&A at the end as always. Okay, so, and we heard from Fabrizio earlier that there's an expected deadline sometime tonight. And this is it, that Bayern want and expect Tottenham to decide today about Harry Kane deal, as reported earlier. The position is clear on Bayern's side, make it or break it after the new improved bid. Bayern already has the green light from Kane, but deal only depends on Daniel Levy now. So will he accept the offer there from Bayern Munich, or will he just decide to sack it off and try and get more money from Bayern and be greedy? Who knows? This may well be the last negotiation. From what we've heard, this is the third official sort of bid between the two sides, and if they reject this, then there's every chance that Bayern will move on to another target. So can Spurs really risk rejecting this sort of an offer from Bayern? Probably not. Hey, Crazy Joe, thank you very much for gifting us out a membership there, my friend. Come on, let's be having you. Appreciate that, lad. Thank you so much, Crazy Joe Devola. Can we get some love in the chat there for Crazy Joe? Thank you so much for gifting us out a membership there, brother. And it has gone to Pinhead771. Pinhead771. Let's be having you. Mate, thank you so much there, dude. I really do appreciate that. You're an absolute top don. Get in there, you legend. Thank you, Pin. Thank you to the main man there, Crazy Joe, who is unfortunately a city scumbag. But pretty much every stream he gives out a membership on this channel, so respect. Respect to you, my son. Nothing but respect, man. Thank you so much. Pinhead says thank you to Crazy Joe as well. Yeah, he is. He is a serial gifter there. Much love to you, man. Thank you, Crazy Joe Devola. Unfortunately, a city scummer. But other than that, a thoroughly bloody nice bloke, in the words of Tim Nice but Dim. Right then. So, guys, It's bloody annoying, isn't it? This is what I wanted. I wanted Harry Kane. Why can't we get Harry Kane at Man United? I mean, if we sold all of the players we mentioned about selling, let's just do the math really quickly. If we could get rid of McTominay for 30 million, Maguire for 25 million, Donny van der Beek for 20 million, that's 75 million just those three players. Add in another little bit of money for Fred, let's say 12 million. You know, you've got players like Martial and Bailly. I mean, that's £100 million right there easy, if you can sell all of those players. But it's a big if. Right now, it looks like the only players we're sort of guaranteed to be moving on are probably Fred, maybe Donny van der Beek. No guarantee still right now as to Maguire, but we'll cover all the latest we've got on Maguire and McTominay a bit later on in the show. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously no guarantees with that because of the complexities of those particular deals, the money involved, and down to the initial sort of feeling of the players as well. Will they be wanting to go and play for the likes of West Ham? That's the big concern we've got there. So there's no guarantees. But if we were to sell all of those players, I guess we could try and sign Harry Kane, but it's quite unlikely, isn't it? Very, very unlikely. Yeah, maybe if we can put in a good offer that would beat Bayern's. Yeah, more chance of getting Harry Styles, says Matthew Smith. What do you reckon, guys? Yes or no? Will we actually try? So right now we can see we've got 35% of the live chat. Have a vote on that poll that's running throughout this show tonight. I've put a poll up that says, will Man United go in for Kane? Do have a vote on that poll if you're just joining the stream. 35% at the moment say, yes, we will try. And the majority, 65% at this moment, say, no, we absolutely will not try for Harry Kane. And unfortunately, I do kind of fall into that latter category there based on the fact that there's many things that would have to fall into place. We probably have to be having new owners come in soon, and the Glazers have already decided that they're selling, and they've got a special deal with whoever's taken over the football club to continue to recruit big players for us until they go. Or maybe us selling all of those players which we mentioned. If we could get all of those cash merchants off of the books, that does clear up the money to be able to go and add a player like Harry Kane to our ranks, but that's a big if. Who's going to want all of those players? Who's going to want all of those players? So, like I say, Pig, if we sell Harry, that money must go to a centre-back, says Francois Coq. Yeah, I mean, I could see what you're saying. I still think even if we didn't buy a centre-back and Harry Maguire is gone, let's say he does go, and I still think we've probably got enough there in terms of centre-backs. Ideally, we'd like somebody else to come in. Of course we would. But I still think we'd have enough there because we'd have Martinez and Varane as our main choices. They're not going to play all the games, though, particularly Varane. But beyond that, yeah, Lindelof, Luke Shaw, Johnny Evans. It's not enough. I hear what you're saying. It's not quite enough. But we'd have to be quite unlucky to be really left short in that area, though. But yeah, I feel you. I mean, it probably does make sense for us to go and replace Harry Maguire with another good young centre-back, somebody who's better, somebody maybe more fitting to sort of what Ten Hag's trying to do. But surely, if you could maybe put some extra money towards the likes of Harry Kane, I mean, that would decide it. I think one thing that might have a big effect on us actually even trying to sign Harry Kane is the whole Mason Greenwood situation. I don't really want to talk about it, but I will do because it does impact this potential deal. Now, if Man United decided to cut Mason loose, terminate the deal, or maybe even try and sell him, that would increase the likelihood that we would go in for Harry Kane because we need another good forward player. He's another homegrown player as well. But if United do fundamentally decide to keep Mason Greenwood at the football club, well, it basically puts an end to any Harry Kane links, doesn't it? Because they've got an English forward there. And if they're prepared to keep playing with the guy and allow him the chance to settle back into the squad and play for us, well, there would be too much sort of competition up there for certain places anyway. So it does depend on that as well. Soon we should know about the Mason Greenwood situation and what the club like to do. You know my thoughts on it. I think we should try and sell him at a reasonably cut price to a different club in a different league, let him go and revitalise his career somewhere else, take the problem away from Manchester United, and in doing so, generate us a good bit of cash in terms of a transfer fee, and also get his wages off of our books. That way you would be more likely to maybe be able to go and get someone like Harry Kane. Still, again, very, very unlikely. Very unlikely. No, you're not going to sign Kane after signing Hojlund. Unfortunately, I think you're right, Nick Knack. We've spent a heck of a lot of cash there. Heck of a lot of cash, and quite unlikely that we will go and spend more. How long do you think that Kane will maintain his prolificacy in front of goals, says Blue Sky? Good question. I see Kane with the fact that he's not an overly physical player. He's not a quick player. His movement, he relies on his movement, his vision, his finishing ability. I mean, I think he got 10 goals last season from using his head. You know, that's the sort of player we're talking about here. He's not just a pen merchant. He's obviously somebody that's got all different facets of the game. He can finish all sorts of different chances. He relies on his cunning and his movement and his finishing prowess to score. He's not relying on his pace or his strength or his physicality, really. So, based on that, I'd say he could definitely do the job at the top level for 3 or 4 seasons more to come. So, basically, the entire contract of what he would be offered at Bayern or at Manchester United if we were to go in for him. 4 years. I think you'd get 4 years of top quality football from Harry Kane. He might be a little bit injury prone. That's one of the negatives about him. But last year he wasn't. He managed to stay fit and bag 30 Premier League goals for Spurs. So I still think, you know, he could do it for 3 or 4 years. I don't really understand this whole opinion of people that say that it'll be slowing down or it'll be getting worse. Doesn't matter with a player like Harry Kane. He is a super professional, and his game is not based on physicality anyway, really. It's based on great finishing, great technique, great movement, intelligence. That's what it's based on. So he can continue playing at the top level for years to come, I think. Of course, as you get older and older, that extra half a yard that you lose is going to have some sort of an impact, some sort of a difference. But there's certain players that, because of their outright intelligence and not their physicality, were able to go on and play for many more years than you might imagine. I.e. Teddy Sheringham's another one. He played until he was like 40, didn't he, Teddy Sheringham? Because he was super intelligent player. He had very good vision and very good movement and things like that. So I think he would do a very good job for years to come, 3 or 4 years. United says 4 years, maybe 3 or more years. Well, that's all we need him for. We just need him for 3 years. 3 years from the age of 30 to 33. He'd probably want a 4-year contract. Big whoop. You give him a contract till he's 34. You're guaranteed to have him for some fantastic years of his career. Yeah, beyond that, he's probably not going to be quite at the level anymore as a 35-year-old to be able to do the business that you need him to do in the Premier League. But for the next few years, I think he would be just as prolific as he has been the last few seasons. He's just a quality player. So, in my opinion, yeah, that's how long he would be able to continue at the top level for. But, of course, only time will tell on that one. But as I say, he does not rely on his physicality at all, which I think would help him in the long run, obviously, as longevity goes. Right, okay, so another link, of course, you got more interest from Spurs in other forward players, which goes to increase the likelihood that they are going to sell Harry Kane soon, potentially to Bayern Munich. Here's a report from Rudy Galletti that reports that Tottenham are now interested in Jonathan David. He remains a top target to replace Harry Kane in the event of his farewell. Everything confirmed. Lille asked for 50 to 60 million euros to evaluate proposals for the striker. Evolving situation. So Jonathan David, Canadian international, may well be on the agenda for Spurs if they do get rid of Kane. And then beyond that, they're also looking at that lad from Rosario in Argentina as well, another good young player. So quite possible that Spurs will move reasonably quickly on some of these players if they do manage to sell Kane. And if they do, they'll probably end up signing 2 strikers, because they're not just going to want to sign one player and rely on that one player to try and get the amount of goals that Kane has got. They're going to have to go get somebody else. So, Jonathan David's certainly certainly worse than Kane, but young, pretty young, and also a good player. And, somebody that I think would probably be a decent signing for Spurs. But we don't really give a shit, do we, really? We want them to melt. But one thing's for sure, I think they'll be a worse off team after losing Harry Kane. It's easy to say maybe they'll invest fantastically well, but I do think they'll be worse off, obviously, after losing Kane. And considering they finished in 8th place last season, that's going to put them right in the old bottle bank, isn't it? Get in there, my son. Spurs, the North London bottling melts. Well and truly established in the bottle bank this season if Kane goes. Crikey, think about if Kane goes. I mean, it doesn't always work like that. Maybe they'll be a better team. But fundamentally, you think you take that 30 goals out of Spurs, they're going to be mid-table gash. That's what you would think. Now, they've got a new coach who's supposedly a very good coach, that Greek guy who came over from Celtic. But crikey, bloody hell. It's asking a bit much for them to go and do anything meaningful this season. They'll probably melt. Rushmano says we got 99 likes. Get in there, my son. Come on. I got 99 problems, but a like ain't one. Hit that thumbs up and help us get to 100 likes, everybody. If you're just getting in the stream, it takes a second to like it. Give us a boost up there on the old YouTube algorithm and smash that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. That'd be awesome. Twat the likes. You know it makes sense. Oh, yes. And also hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Get yourself in there raw and subscribe. Nice one. Thank you, guys. Okay, so yeah, we'll come back to the Harry Kane stuff in a little bit because, as I say, there's an understanding that they are expecting an answer from Tottenham tonight before midnight. There may well be some update on that comes out in a little bit. So rather than just keep on the Harry Kane situation, I'm just going to cover the rest of the United news now. Because as much as Harry Kane is linked with Manchester United, we haven't actually begun negotiations with Spurs, and we may well not. So who's to say that it's any Man United related news anyway? I mean, it is, because we want Harry Kane and he should be a target for us, but we haven't actually gone in for him. So let's move on to the Manchester United stuff, and then we'll come back to the Harry Kane stuff a bit later, see what new updates there are about that. So what have I got next to discuss? Well, Slabby Maguire. From one Slabby Harry to another Slabby Harry. Moyes wants Maguire. That's the understanding. We were talking about this afternoon and the possibility of it. Well, there's been some quotes that have surfaced from Pizza Hut paper bag head extraordinaire himself, Gareth Mouthgate. Gareth Mouthgate's been coming out with some pearls of wisdom, as per usual. Pearls of wisdom, goodness me. Pearls of wisdom? No, I don't think so. I don't think the expression pearls of wisdom actually fits in with a Gareth Southgate sentence, does it? Maybe pearls on the old necklace, my son, because he's a bloody titwank of a manager. But other than that, I can't imagine pearls of wisdom is uttered in the same sentence too often with that slabby Gareth Southgate melter. But anyway, this is what he said about Harry Maguire. He said this. Gareth Southgate. He said, they, United, have two top players in Varane and Martinez. There's always a challenge. They bring in top players every year. If you're Man United, you want a good backup. There are injuries, the Champions League, the Premier League. They will be quiet with Harry Maguire as a substitute or in the squad. If he is not in the squad, he will have to decide whether he wants to play regularly elsewhere. The best players want to play every week. That's what he said. Right, okay, so that's quite interesting. Does that really insinuate that if he's not playing regularly, will he get into the England setup? I mean, who knows? He also went on to say this, and it's worth noting here, guys, because it is going to have some basis on Harry Maguire's decision. He said, I can never guarantee a player that we will choose him. John Stones and Harry Maguire are a great pairing for us, but we have young centre-backs who are gaining experience, and it will be the challenge for the future. So, I think he's almost basically suggesting to Slabby Maguire here that he needs to be playing regular football, otherwise he's going to have to fuck off out of England's first team. I think that is fair play to Southgate. For once, he's actually helping us. For once, this guy's actually doing something which benefits us, guys. Get in there, my son. He's not slagging off Rashford. He's not saying he's not arsed. He's actually helping us out by saying this, I think. So, I really do like this quote from Gareth Southgate tonight, because it's basically insinuating to Maguire, look, you're probably best off, mate, going to play regular football at West Ham. Let's be honest, Mr. Slabbo, you're not going to be playing for Manchester United. You're now 7th choice backup. I mean, essentially, he said earlier on, as I mentioned in that other quote, that he's just the backup. But the way Southgate's talking is he's the direct backup to Martinez and Varane, and that would be one thing. If he was the direct backup, that's one thing. I don't think he is the direct backup. I think he's the backup to the backup. You know, he is 6th or 7th choice now at Manchester United. So, from his point of view, surely it makes sense to start moving on. BA Studios, thank you so much here for getting in here with a super chat, by the way, my son. Appreciate you. Get some love hearts in there for Mr. BA Studios. Ain't getting no planes. Thank you very much, BA. Says, Kane would be head of bonsai tree. The Dutch Miyagi knows how important he is. No painting of the fence for him. Just English lessons needed for him. Maguire is beyond painting the fence. McTominay as well. Hey, respect. I love the Karate Kid references, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kane doesn't really need to paint the fence. He's kind of like a sensei of his own at this stage, you know. You're absolutely right. He's like Daniel-san in the at the end of karate, at the end of Cobra Kai. You know, he's made it to the experience. That's what I'm saying. He's like Daniel-san. But unfortunately, Maguire and McTominay, those guys, they're like the couple of melters in the first Karate Kid movie who are just like henchmen for Cobra Kai. You know what I mean? The guys, get him a body bag, Johnny! Get him a body bag! Yeah! You know, those couple of absolute melters who are basically not even, you know, they're not getting far in the karate tournament, the All Valley. They're not progressing through to the latter stages of the All Valley, guys. They're just henchmen. That's the reality. And that's what Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay are. A couple of fucking Karate Kid henchmen, mate. There you go. I agree with you. Thank you so much, mate. Kane would be the head of the bonsai tree. Interesting. I love your analogies, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wax on, wax off to you, legend. Oh, yes, mate. Come on. Paint the fence, my son. Paint the fence. You know what I'm saying? Get in there, BA Studios. Thank you, boss. Quality, lad. Absolute quality. Thank you very much. Okay, so, where was I, guys? Maguire, Southgate. Thank you, BA. Right, Maguire, Southgate. He's obviously saying to him, look, go and play regular football for a different team and you can almost guarantee yourself in the starting setup for England. But me personally, I honestly think at least for the European Championships in the coming year of fixtures, even if Harry Maguire was sat out on the bench playing, freaking, I don't know, doing the old, patty cake, with Scott McTominay on the bench all season long, I still think Southgate would select him in that starting 11 for England. What do you reckon, guys? Smash a 1 if you agree with that statement. Even if Maguire was 7th choice centre-back for Manchester United, would Southgate select him? Smash a 1 if you think he would. Smash a different number if you think he wouldn't. He's best buds with Maguire. He loves him. You know what? I think he sees a lot in Harry Maguire, doesn't he? He sees a lot in him. That's why he can relate to Harry Maguire. Probably because, let's face it, Gareth Southgate is the definition of a bottle merchant. Who remembers that penalty miss, guys? What a bottle merchant. This is what he does. He not only misses penalties, he then goes and sells his services to Pizza Hut to wear a fucking paper bag over his head for an advertisement campaign. That's the sort of guy Southgate is. No shame. No shame whatsoever. He's a bottler, my friends. Just the same of Harry Maguire there. Spineless. So because of that, it's quite easy for him to relate to Harry Maguire. So I think he's best buds with him. And he would play him regardless. Look at all these people. Bang on, says Nick Nack. Neil Gilbert says, yes, he'd play him anyway. I mean, to be fair to Southgate, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like having a couple of very good centre-backs available and everybody beyond that in the English national pool. It's just not as good. That is fair. Like, Maguire, in my opinion, is just not that great. He's not good enough for Manchester United at all. But for England, he is. I genuinely believe that. He's been great for England as well. Like, you can't really fault him at the last 2 major tournaments. You cannot fault Maguire. He's been good for England. And he does actually get in there based on merit, in my humble opinion, for England. No way for Manchester United over the last couple of years. He should have been dropped by Ollie and dropped by Ragnick and dropped a long time ago based on performances for United. But based on performances for England, he's deserving of his place. I genuinely believe that. So it's not as cut and dry as, if he's not playing, if he's not playing regularly football in the Premier League every week, he's not going to play for England. It's not really as simple as that, because he is actually better than a lot of the other talents that we've got. I mean, Southgate in his quotes there has said that there's some good young players coming through, but chances are he's going to select Maguire because he loves him. He's trusting him, obviously, over the last couple of tournaments, and also because Maguire is better than a lot of the options we've got for England anyway. So it's difficult to imagine somebody else breaking in there ahead of Maguire at this current moment in time. So, there's a couple of other players that are mentioned. There's people like Tomori. You could even mention people like Cody and Byrne and people like this. Byrne's English, right? But are they getting in ahead of Maguire? Not really, in my opinion. I think Maguire probably is better than all of those twats. So, especially for England with the Southgate style. Especially for England. So, because of that, I think he will play Maguire for England regardless, even if Maguire's number 7th centre-back choice for Man United and he sat on the bench all season long. Yeah, Dale says Southgate has a style and chooses what he sees fit. Ten Hag the same. Absolutely, and his style kind of does fit to Harry Maguire a lot better than what Ten Hag's style does. Harry Maguire gives Southgate the best head. John Boy says Maguire's a good striker on FIFA. Got a hat-trick for Piggy. Southgate might try him there, replace Kane. Exactly, John Boy Kane. Probably be better off up the front, wouldn't he? You'd rather play Simon Cowell, would you, Wazza? No, I know that's not what you mean, but, there's not much in it. Maguire and Southgate, well, there you go, Johnny. The Euros will probably slab his last major tournament at 30 years old. You're probably right. You're probably right, Rushmano, yes. And I can't wait for that day that somebody breaks through on the English national scene at centre-back that's better than Harry Maguire. But actually, that day hasn't come just yet. The Hoop Man, thank you very much indeed. He says, drop a like and subscribe for the pig. It helps the channel, guys. Thank you very much, The Hoop Man. Appreciate that. Dale says, not massive on Maguire, but he pisses on any of us here, says Dale. Speak for yourself, lad. Speak for your fucking self, mate. I'm known as the Asda Car Park Maldini, son. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to see him come up against a real street baller. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. I'm joking. He is a good player. But he's fucking shite, mate, at the same time, at the top standard for Man United. Maguire defo has some filth on Southgate, says United. Right, anyway, Johnny Evans not confirmed yet, Ryan. See, this is another thing. If Man United do end up signing Johnny Evans on a one-year deal, that kind of sends a message to Harry Maguire that he's very much going to be surplus to requirements at United and a big-time backup. So it's on him and Ten Hag and Moyes and these guys to decide whether or not he's going to go to West Ham, obviously. Maguire needs to have that desire and that want to actually leave Man United to play regular football. These quotes from Gareth Southgate kind of do insinuate that he can't guarantee Maguire a place unless he's playing regular football. So I wonder what Maguire wants to do. Right now, we understand that West Ham are interested in him. So he's David Moyes is a big admirer of Slabby Maguire. Yeah, that's right. I just used Maguire and admirer in the same sentence. But apparently he is. David Moyes is understandably reasonably desperate to bring in Harry Maguire. However, Man United are holding out for close to £35 million. More clubs will come forward towards the end of the window. It could be the possibility. We know that we had rejected a bid for 20 million, so they definitely had some interest in signing him. But how interested are they? Are they prepared to go to 30 million to sign Harry Maguire? Because that might be the minimum of what Manchester United accept. Of course, I think we should accept less than that, £25 million or somewhere in that region, but there's no guarantees that we will do that. So at this moment, Moyes is desperate to get a bit of Slabbo Maguire action in his back line. We're understood to want at least £30 million. So various reports say that United are wanting at least £30 million. Crikey, I mean, I don't know if we'll get that, guys. How much do you think we'll get for Harry Maguire? Do you think we'll get that magic 30? Let us know in the chat, guys. I think 26 million is the absolute max that we get for him because of his massive, juicy wages that he's on. But as we said earlier this afternoon, West Ham are not a rival to us, so it does make sense for Manchester United to sell him to West Ham. It's not like he's going to come back and bite us playing for West Ham, really. Like, they're just mid-table fodder, aren't they, at best? 25 million, says United. 15, says IQ Insane. 35, says Red Olsen. You think 25 to 30 is fair for England number one choice? I mean, it is for England number one choice, with an asterisk that there's not that much depth in England's setup and that he's an absolute gashbag still. You know what I mean? So, yes, he might be England's number one choice, but, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's not all that great to say that he's England's number one choice centre-back at this moment in time because of the lack of depth we've actually got there. Be lucky to get 20, says Nick Knack. 25. We should be able to get close to 30, says Rushy. 25 to 30, says Dale. 26, says Dublin Game. 21, says Duncan. We ain't getting 35 M's. They're on crack. Fair play to you. 40, says Sir Jimmy. 25 and 5 add-ons. 30 should wrap it up. Well, 30 would wrap it up. 30 is a fair price. If we actually got offered 30, we would surely accept that. And it certainly, in my opinion, would be a good piece of business for Manchester United to be able to get £30 million for such a gash player at this stage. Proven melter. Selling to teams like West Ham is good, to be fair. Exactly, Palmaris. It's not going to come back and bite us. It's actually a really good move for Maguire and McTominay if they were interested in taking McTominay also. So Maguire to West Ham is on the agenda, folks. Let's hope that they come in for another offer. We've heard that Everton and Sean Dyche are interested in Maguire also. Maybe even Spurs, I've heard. Kind of unrealistic, but he's perfect sort of player for Spurs. Bottle jobs galore. So it does make sense to do that. McTominay's another one. So he was supposedly wanted by West Ham. There's a bit of information that's come out tonight which may impact Scott McTominay to West Ham, but it also may not. Let's have a look at this information that's come out this evening in regards to West Ham. They haven't done any business so far, really, have they, West Ham? Hardly anything. But there is news tonight, guys, if you have a look at this tweet from Fabrizio Romano about half an hour or so ago, or an hour ago. I swallowed a hair, guys. No. Sorry, back in a sec, guys. Oh, I got it. That was disgusting. You know when... sorry, I've got long hair, right? And sometimes, like, a hair goes... And it's like you get loose hair. And I actually just had a drink and it went right down my gullet there, guys. Oh, that was horrible. That was disgusting. Anyway. Right. Okay. So, Fabrizio Romano has said that West Ham have now reached an agreement on personal terms with Ajax midfielder Edson Alvarez. Now it's up to West Ham to discuss the deal with Ajax as negotiations will follow over the weekend. The deal depends on the clubs, but Edson said yes. So it might not actually, mean that they can wrap up a deal with Ajax. And obviously there could be other clubs that go in for Edson Alvarez. But if they were to sign him, I guess maybe it makes a little difference, perhaps. in the McTominay situation. Right now, we know that they've got a big transfer kitty sat there after selling Declan Rice, and they were potentially looking at Scott McTominay. But if United ask for too much money from West Ham, maybe they'll just decide not to bother. So again, this could be, we talked about the PR spin of West Ham maybe putting some things out there to say, hey, look, we want these guys, but we don't want to pay a lot of money for these guys. We're prepared to go and buy other players if you don't want to play ball with us at a reasonable price. It's maybe PR spin by West Ham just to put pressure on Manchester United to allow these players to join them for a lot less money than what we actually want. So that's also a possibility. Would we rather sell them for a cut price, or would we rather keep hold of them and just have them as expensive backups being paid a lot of wages? Well, I know what I'd rather. So maybe they are just trying to put a little bit of pressure on Manchester United to try and accept lower offers. But right now it does look like West Ham are after another midfielder here. They've agreed some personal terms apparently, and they are just looking to negotiate a transfer fee with Ajax for Edson Alvarez. So you know, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see in regards to Scott McTominay, but it looks like there could obviously be other teams that are interested in him also, but right now West Ham's meant to be the most favoured destination, most realistic destination, because that Moisey link. What do you reckon, guys? Do you think Scott McTominay will go and join West Ham in this summer transfer window? Yes or no? What are you saying? 133 likes, by the way, guys. Thank you, everyone. Let's get 150 likes on this stream. Smash the thumbs up. Any real links? So this guy, Leonardo, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen too much of him, just a few clips on YouTube, but he definitely looks like a good player. There are supposedly links with him. Manchester United are reportedly interested in him, and we may well be able to get him for not a lot of money. So, I mean, I would take the risk on him. I would, based on just what I've seen, but obviously don't know too much about him, to be perfectly honest. Yes, says Sir Jimmy. Yes, says Dublin. Hope so, says Neil in United 19. McTominay's staying. Ten Hag rates him over Donny and Fred, says Ryan. Maybe true. I mean, last season he did play him quite a lot when he could have played other players. So you might be right, Ryan. Hypothetically, anything can happen. No, says Gattuso. Straight swap for Maguire and Kane. Exactly, Ravens man sound. A big weirdo like McTominay fits perfectly for West Ham. McTominay will go to Brentford, says BA Studios. The Ginger Goblin wants a Scottish pal. Absolutely agree there. No, he hasn't, United 90. We're going to hopefully get an announcement from the football club very soon in the coming days. McTominay's vested in Manchester United. Unfortunately, he is. He is a Man United player. He doesn't have to go anywhere. He's got a contract. Same goes for Slabby Maguire. So these guys could just wait it out, try and break their way back into the side and be backups for United, who are a Champions League side. And maybe they like the idea of just staying at United. Maybe they love United, you know. Maguire and 35 million for McTominay, says Showcat. Wow, if we could get 65 million for those two, it would be amazing. I'd sell them for, you know, buy one, get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. For every Scotty McTominay you buy, you get a Harry Maguire absolutely free. I would certainly try and do a double deal, though, and sell them for, I'd sell them for 50 million for the pair. 50 million for the pair, 100%. McTominay, Maguire, Van der Beek and Fred, going to be a good thing. Not a fan of Lindelof and Dalot, says Dale. Right, yeah, definitely. I mean, Dallow's pretty decent, but I think Wan-Bissaka's ahead of him, to be fair. But as squad depth, we kind of need him right now. When you're at the top, it's hard to relinquish that and move down. That's true, Dead Revel. I know. I mean, the only good thing about West Ham is that it would soften the blow for them a little bit, because this season they do have European football. They do have Europa League football, which, let's face it, McTominay and Maguire are bloody used to. They're used to the old Europa League second-rate European competition, aren't they? So they'd feel right at home there. It's not like they're expected to go and play like for a team that's not in Europe, at least for one season. Beyond that, with Maguire and McTominay on the side, they probably won't be in Europe. But this season they would be. So it's actually not a terrible move for them right now. They'd be going to a European side who's playing European football on Thursday nights, something that they're used to. You want level up, you want level football up, you want to level the football up? Well, so does Ten Hag, lad. So does Ten Hag. Lindelof, pure class pig, is a hater. Lindelof's like the new Vidic, says Ravens Fantan. I mean, to compare Lindelof to Vidic is like comparing me to Diego Maradona. You know, it's a little bit harsh, to be fair. It is. I mean, Lindelof's a good passer, he's a good player, but defensively, he literally couldn't hold Nemanja Vidic's jockstrap, son. He literally couldn't. He's a melter. He's all right. I rate him as a backup, but that's about it. I wouldn't feel comfortable him playing first choice. But he's a good backup. He's a good player to come in and rotate. He's a good technician, good technical player. Yeah, I like him, but I don't rate him as a starter. He's not good enough to be, like, starting in the team regularly. Lindelof, good squad player. I agree, Ryan. No thanks to Eamon Barrett. I would keep Lindelof at this moment. I think we need him, don't we? I'd rather get rid of Harry Maguire at this stage, who's on more money and is more of a liability. Lindelof is a decent centre-back, I agree, yeah. Okay, so Maguire, McTominay, still possible those guys are going places this summer. When I say going places, I mean worse places than Manchester United, but let's hope that that's the case. Just on a couple of other things we need to discuss before we get back into Harry Kane and see the newest updates. So, Amrabat, this is annoying as well. So, Amrabat, he's being linked with a couple of different clubs. Like, we heard Saudi clubs were interested in him. Obviously, Man United are due to go in and start negotiations with him. And there was even talks that David Moyes and West Ham are interested in him. I thought that was just PR spin. But now we're hearing that Bayern Munich are also interested in him. So, Justin, Sofyan Amrabat's management are monitoring Bayern's situation as they know that Tuchel is looking for a holding midfielder. And apparently, they are interested in him. So, I mean, that would be annoying, wouldn't it, if Bayern came in? Because that is actually a team that may make him consider going elsewhere. But let's be honest, Manchester United with Erik Ten Hag there, I think you've got to look at Ten Hag and that history with Sofyan Amrabat and what we're doing at the moment. A lot of different players have chosen to go and play for Erik Ten Hag when they could have gone and played for our rivals or other teams. We have to be honest and say that, you know, Ten Hag is quite a draw. He's obviously got this team in the Champions League as well. The Premier League is the best league in the world. The German League, yeah, if you're going to go and be playing for Bayern, you're guaranteed to win things. But it's not the Premier League. It doesn't come with the same caveat as playing in the Premier League. The Premier League is the absolute upper echelon pinnacle of football in terms of domestic leagues. So that's why I think he'll come and join Manchester United still, as long as we go in for him and actually have a bid towards the end of the week. But Bayern Munich is serious competition when it comes to signing a player. So I'm hoping that that's not the case, obviously, and hoping that Manchester United have got free rein to sign him. Even if Bayern do try and sign him, I feel like he would still go to Manchester United. So let's ask the live chat, guys. Where do you see Sofyan Amrabat ending up come the end of the transfer window? United, Bayern, Saudi? What are you saying? Hello there, Kate Cadet. How you doing, my son? Good to see you. Eamon says, if Bayern want him, we are done. I'm not so sure, because we got Ten Hag there, and Ten Hag's worked previously with Sofyan Amrabat. And we're in the Premier League, we're in the Champions League. United's got a very interesting project, and I think Sofyan would be very, very good. He's already previously agreed to join Manchester United. He said that he would like to play for us, and it's known that he wants to play for us. You know, that's all we've heard from all of the major journalists, is that Sofyan Amrabat wants to play for Manchester United, and that he's agreed to play and join Ten Hag at United. So it's just on United agreeing that deal, really. Lots of people saying we will get him. Yeah, I don't think we've got too much to worry about. Bayern's obviously a very good club, and if they do genuinely go in for him, it's going to be some serious competition for us. Again, this could be agents talking here, maybe to try and drum up a little bit extra cash for wages and things like that, or signing on fees just to sweeten the deal a little bit for Sofyan Amrabat. Who knows? So there's a lot of links. Sometimes you see that when a player's moving between clubs, they often are being bandied around in the media, usually from the agent, sometimes a bit of club PR or whatever, in order to get them a better deal when they actually move. So that might be the case. It might actually not be the case that there is a Sofyan Amrabat real strong interest from Bayern Munich at this moment. I mean, Kimmich would be amazing, Matthew Smith, but, you know, again, don't see it really happening. I don't think he wants to leave. It is a one-horse race in Germany. Absolutely, you're spot on there, lad. You're spot on. Subscribe to the channel. Yes, guys, hit the subscribe button. Hey, we've got up to 72,813. By the way, we are doing a watch-along tomorrow night tomorrow morning. Or afternoon it is, actually, 12:45 p.m. It feels like the morning because that's early for me. So 12:45 p.m. round about lunchtime. Actually, we'll be on at 12:15 for the watch-along Manchester United versus RC Lens, which is taking place at Old Trafford tomorrow, guys. So make sure you come and join us for the watch-along. Set your cheeky little alarms, reminders. Click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss the watch-along. We'll be on at 12:15 for a 12:45 kickoff tomorrow, guys. Absolutely. 12:45 kickoff, UK time. Come and join us. Cake says, if you want to win a league title, go and play for Bayern. But if you want to test yourself versus the absolute best week in, week out, you have to play in the Premier League. Spot on, agree with you, Cake Cadet. This is still the daddy of the leagues. This is still the best football league domestically in the world by a long way. Hey, we smashed 150 likes, guys. Get in there, my son. Break out the red panties. It's red panty night. The live chat's got us 150 likes, baby. 3 people died getting 150 likes on this stream. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the 150 likes there, guys. Keep smashing them up. Club Seal news from the Sun. You what? Oh, my goodness. Big up. How you doing there, Araya Daniela? Thanks for getting in here. Esmeralda, the bells. Amrabat's good enough to challenge Casemiro. That's saying a lot. Yeah, I mean, Casemiro is still going to be like the best DM in the league, but certainly Amrabat gives us the quality depth there to come in and cover for Casemiro. And like you say, give Tom competition for places and maybe cement a fantastic partnership alongside him. You know, so that's quite possible, isn't it? That he comes in and cements a really great partnership with him. It's possible. Thank you. Yes, indeed. What about Kane potentially breaking the goals record? What impact does that have in his decision? I think very small. I know he would rather finish his career as the Premier League's all-time top goal scorer. I'm sure he would. But I think it has quite little impact in this decision. I think there's 500,000 reasons why he would want to go to Bayern Munich. The money, obviously, 500,000 is what he's potentially going to be offered a week there by all accounts. And also the accolades. He will win Player of the Season, Goal Scorer of the Season, Golden Boots, and individual trophies. But also, he will get the Bundesliga. He will get the German Cups. He will win trophies. He'll have a chance in the Champions League even. So he knows that he can win if he goes to Germany, which is all that people say that is the only thing wrong with him, is that he's a perennial loser. But that's not his fault. It's just because he plays for Spurs. You want the new owners to walk on the pitch with Hojlund. That would be great. That's not going to happen, is it? But yes. What's going on there, Jason Mooney? Welcome in, lad. Hope you're all good. Thank you for getting in here from Dublin, bro. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. He won't be on 400k in Bayern, says Compost Smurf. Don't know, you know. I mean, don't know. I mean, some reports are coming out. Let's just have a look at it then. Actually, we'll get back into Kane in a minute. I wanted to just cover the rest of this stuff. So, Amrabat linked to Bayern. Man United are expecting an offer very soon, though, towards the end of the week. We should be going in for him sooner rather than later. That's not worked for some reason, but that's just a little post that says Man United are expected to make an offer for Amrabat towards the end of this week. Just on Hojlund then, so he's going to be unveiled tomorrow before the RC Lens game, or maybe even at halftime, but he should be unveiled before. So that's the latest there on Hojlund. We knew that was coming anyway, so expect Hojlund to be unveiled, not expecting him to play, obviously. And here is a picture of Hojlund, who has been spotted in Manchester as well, Peep. So there he is right there. Who's it says Rasmus Hojlund pictured in Manchester after a photo shoot. Get in there, my son. There he is. The Rasmus. Check him out. By the way, what's that haircut all about, mate? Is it the 1990s? I had that haircut when I was 13. Everybody had that haircut back in the 1990s. Don't tell me that's coming back in fashion again. The old E17 curtains. You got to be taking a piss, Rasmus, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's got the old curtains on the go. I haven't seen that since bloody late 90s. What the fuck's that all about, mate? Look at that hairdo. No, seriously, look at that, guys. He's got the central part. It's the old curtains, mate. It looks like his mum's put a bowl over his head, cut it around his fucking head, and then parted it down the middle with a comb. I used to have that. It's awful. It's an awful haircut. True, though. What's he doing? It goes to show you can have all the money in the world, but you can't have taste. Goodness me. Oh. Fuck's that all about, guys? You had it. Yeah, so did I, Alan Partridge. Guys, smash a 1 if you're old enough anyway, like me. And in the 90s, you had that haircut. Smash a 1 if you had that haircut at some point in your life during the 90s. Look at that shit, guys. It's outrageous. Lots of ones going to the live chat. He's got a questionable do. That's all I'm saying. A questionable do right there. Haaland's hair is way worse as Chris Barker. Okay, fair enough. But, I mean, that is something. I haven't seen that haircut on a human being since the late 90s. You've got to respect it. Retro vibes from Hojlund, you know. Retro vibes from the guy. Yeah, Beckham had that haircut back in the day. Absolutely. One more time, guys. Look at that shit. Right. Anyway, right. Okay, let's see what news has come out this evening. Thank you, Rush Marlow, for getting in here raw, lad, with some updates. So we've had some new updates come out throughout the show. I mean, look, we've got a report here from Fabrizio that says Paris Saint-Germain and Benfica remain in talks for the final details for the Gonçalo Ramos move. I thought maybe that's a player that Spurs might try and get if they do sell Harry Kane, but looks like they might miss the boat on that one. There's also new reports coming out that one of the US-based investment firms, Ares Management, are offering fresh investment at United earlier this year, is now eyeing a potential deal for Chelsea. So there's a few little takeover bits and bobs coming out this evening as well. There's also another report here that reports that Man United are convinced they would get a deal done by November to sell the club to the Qataris. This came out this evening, but this is from The Sun, so we can just pile that on the shit heap. Also, there's some quotes here. or a report that says that Ten Hag could still add at least one major buy before United open their Premier League campaign at home to Wolves on Monday the 14th. It's expected that Morocco's anchorman Sofyan Amrabat is a prime candidate. I'd say that that is actually legit, and that would quite possibly be the case. I do expect that to happen, and Manchester United to at least go and get him, or at least try to go and get him. If he decide he wants to go to Bayern and they were genuinely interested, it might make it a bit more difficult. But yeah, that's the latest updates that have come out throughout the show. Don't think there's anything more in regards to Kane and Bayern Munich at this moment. We did hear that obviously they were wanting an answer from Tottenham tonight. Just on the Kane stuff, if you missed that at the start of the show, guys, I'll just get that up on the screen, and we're just going to have a rundown of what we discussed in this video so far, and then we'll shout out everyone that's retweeted us. You can go and check out the Twitter account, guys, which is pinned to the top of the live chat there. Click that link. Give us a little Friday night retweet if you want. We will shout you all out, everyone that gives us a retweet. And smash a like on this vid. We're aiming for 200 likes on the evening show tonight. Smash that like button. Get yourself in there by subscribing as well. We'll be back on tomorrow for the watch along. But let me run down what we discussed very quickly in this stream. So, Kane, €100 million offer, as reported by various different outlets, has been made from Bayern. This is from Florian Plettenberg, Sky Germany, who says that exclusive news, Kane, Bayern have submitted a new offer of more than €100 million now. With the bonus payments included, Bayern bosses expect an answer in the next coming hours. And other reports say that it could be as much as £100 million, which is a big difference between that and €100 million. But the previous little report we saw suggested it was more than €100 million. This one actually says it could be £100 million, which really is big money for Spurs and probably too good for them to turn down. So if we have a look at this report quite clearly says Bayern's latest offer for Harry Kane went in earlier this week and actually exceeds £100 million with add-ons included. They are still waiting for a response and have made it clear they're prepared to walk away if they can't get a deal done by tomorrow. This is from Miguel Delaney, so you know, obviously there's some slightly varying reports, but approximately €100 million plus is what they are bandying around here. And the amount of money involved for Harry Kane, he stands to make a heck of a lot of an improved amount of money compared to what he's paid at Spurs. So, I mean, this is from The Athletic. Take it with a pinch of salt. Nobody really knows the inner workings of these deals to 100%, you know, transparency sort of thing where they absolutely know. But this is a report that says that Bayern have offered Harry Kane £25 million a year, which would be more than double his current basic salary at Tottenham. There's no issues on personal terms. Well, if that's what they've offered him, there will be no issues on personal terms, because that's insane cash, isn't it? £500,000, if that's true, which I find it hard to believe that that is actually true. Maybe that means like goal bonuses and things like this, but this says it's the base salary. Now, if you work that out, guys, it's over £2 million a month. So wow, I mean, that is a huge step up. That's too good to turn down, isn't it, to go and play for a proper team in a proper league. It's not as good as the Premier League, but it's not like he has to sell his soul and go and play in Saudi Arabia. 500 grand a week to ply his trade over in the Bundesliga in Germany and win trophies. Great work if you can get it. It's great work if you can get it. So if that is true, I can't see anybody else being able to match that, really. Thank you, United, for your £2 super chat, my friend. He says, score prediction and lineup for tomorrow, Pig. Hey, get in there, my son. Thank you very much for getting in there, bud. Score prediction, I'm going to go. We're playing Lons. We're expected to have a good result and a good positive game. They've got some decent players, but you know, I was looking at their squad earlier, and other than pretty much like Danso and one or two others, don't really recognise hardly any of them. French football's a bit gash, so I reckon we'll batter them, to be honest. I'm going to say 4-1. Let's go 4-1. To Manchester United tomorrow. We're at home. We've had 3 bad results in a row. Surely, in front of the crowd, with 3 bad results on the trot, we're going to have to like do something to try and give the fans something. So I'm thinking a big result tomorrow. I'm going 4-1 to United. And lineup for tomorrow? Well, I mean, crikey, that could be anything, couldn't it? Because they are a weaker French side. It might not be our first starting lineup that we play. But I think Ten Hag will go reasonably strong. We've got Atletico Bilbao the next day, so it's not going to be a full strength side. Probably be like a similar sort of side that we put out to Dortmund, where we've got like a B squad out, and then we see some of the big guns. I'm not going to predict the actual individual team, but I don't think it will be the starting full strength team. I think it will be a somewhat mixed side against them. Thank you very much for your super chat there, United. And Zayn Miasi, thank you so much for your super chat here as well, lad. He says Spurs won't make top 8 now. Piggy, buy Balogun for 50 million. We have Trossard as Jesus is injured. Score prediction, Charity Shield. I'm going for 0-0 and you lose on penalties, mate. That's what I'm going for, yeah? Okay? 0-0, you lose on pens. How's that? How'd you like that? How'd you like... What's that? Anyway, Zamiasi, whatever, bud. Thank you very much for getting in here. Bye, Balogun. Nah, you're all right, mate. Spurs won't make top 8. I can actually agree with you on that one. I think they will struggle based on last season. Them finishing 8th with Kane in their side, who scored 30 goals for them. Take those goals out of Spurs' team. Surely they're going to be absolutely diabolically gashed this season. I actually think they'll finish 10th. Where do you reckon Spurs will finish this season, guys? Who knows? Maybe they'll be a better team and they'll go and invest well. But I'm with you. I think they will struggle to make top 8 now. They really will. They're shite, aren't they? Thank you, Andrew Whiting. Says, loving the show tonight. Thank you, Andrew Whiting. Love that. Yeah, here he is, the Hoop Man. Zane's here. Chris says, Zane, not you again. Zane, thanks for another super chat here, mate. Get in there, my son. He's going in there raw, though. Get some raw emojis in there. He says, Kate Cadet, Shearer had more ambition than most of the current players today. They're a bunch of snowflakes. Woke, says Zamiasi. Wow. Zamiasi going in there raw. You know what, though, Zamiasi? Interesting one. What's Kate Cadet said? I'm just trying to find Kate Cadet's comment that you've been so triggered by. Oh, okay. Kate Cadet says Shearer wasn't ambitious. Zane says he was. Well, to be honest with you, Zane, I mean, you look at the teams that Shearer played for, right? I think Cake's maybe perhaps right. I think maybe he didn't have the maximum ambition. He played for what? Like Southampton, Blackburn, and Newcastle United, right? To be fair, Newcastle at the time, they had a lot of money, and Blackburn did, obviously, Jack Walker's millions. They assembled a Premier League winning side. So I understand he had success there. That's the only place he had his success. But Newcastle United... they're shite, mate. He's gone there because he's a Geordie, obviously. I get it. But essentially speaking, he could have gone and played for Manchester United. You do realise that. Like, Fergie wanted him. He could have gone to United. In the end, he's followed the money and gone to play for his boyhood club. He's had a nightmare. If he'd have gone to United, he'd have scored 300 Premier League goals, mate. And got a bunch of Premier League titles. So in terms of ambition, I kind of have to agree with Kate Cadet there. I think, personally, Shearer could have had more ambition because fundamentally... you know, fundamentally, he bottled it. He could have gone and played for Manchester United, but he didn't. He went and played for Newcastle instead, which, let's face it, that's not as ambitious a move as playing for Man United under Fergie, who's almost guaranteed to win Premier Leagues and accolades and things like that. He went to go and play for Keegan for Newcastle United for 15 million world record at the time. You what? Piss off, Shearer. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I get it, right? I get it. Shearer went to his boyhood club and they were prepared to make him really rich, which 15 million at the time was like paying 150 million now. It literally was. He was like the most expensive English player at the time. And that was crazy money. It was mad, in fact. I think before that it was like 6 million that Man United paid for Andy Cole. That was maybe the record. But Shearer went for 15 million. Outrageous. So, you know, it was huge money at the time. He went for the money, and because it's his boyhood club, not just for the money, but he could have gone to United and actually won things. So his ambition wasn't as high as you maybe are saying there. Yeah, he did turn down United Silver Wave. Absolutely. He won more Prems than Gerrard. That he did, the Hoop Man. That's true. David Hurst, Alan Shearer, Harry Kane. Shearer didn't bottle it. Well, fair enough. Maybe he did have values. But he also got paid very handsomely to be a Newcastle melter lad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a god in Geordie land. I get that. He was amazing. Kate says Alan Shearer was a brilliant centre forward, Zane. I'm not questioning that. But ambitious players win titles, whereas Shearer went for the money at Newcastle. He went for the money, but he also, there's a caveat there to say that he went there to his boyhood club as well. You know, so... he could have gone to United, though, and won things. I do, Gary Finnegan. Once these Glazer shithouses are out, lad, we'll struggle to do that until they're gone. Bell says, Premier League has gone mental. Mental money for Rasmus, worth 25 million max. I don't think Amrabat gets in the West Ham midfield, and now we're selling Donny for buttons, looking like the player meant to be. Well, ain't you a treat there, Bell 6891, lad? You know what I mean? Very, very positive this evening, Bell. Bloody hell, lad. 25 mil. I mean, crikey, in the grand scheme of things with how much players go for. I mean, Rasmus isn't worth 72 million pounds. But he is worth 50 million pounds, but we have overpaid for him, I agree. Mount's worth 30 million and we paid 60 for him. So that's just the way of the world now. It is crazy how much money is there is in there. Keegan, that well-known tactical genius. I would love it. I would love it if we beat them. I would love it if we beat them. 167 likes, guys. Get in there. We're approaching 200 likes, but we're still not there yet. You are Maguire levels here tonight. Smash that like button on a Friday night, guys. It takes a second. It helps us compete with clickbait, wank stains, and corporation mugs. Twat that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. You know it makes sense. Oh, yes. Yeah, he's very good, is Amrabat. Amrabat wouldn't get into West Ham side. You talking, guff lad? Bell says, I went in there raw. You did. Raw and unadulterated. But also, don't share your sentiments, to be honest. I think Amrabat will be a great player for us. And I think Hojlund's worth a lot more than 25 million in this current climate. Yeah, you go back 10 years, obviously, and that's not the case. But right now, he is worth not 72 million. No way. What 20-year-old's worth 72 million? But he's worth a lot of money in this current climate. Zamiasi, thank you for your super chat here, bro. He says, if players had the same ambition as James Cameron... Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. Seriously? Are you serious, mate? Bloody hell. Can't we go one fucking stream without you coming here and mentioning that fucking abyss melter? Are you serious, bro? Fucking Avatar stain. Why the hell do we have to talk about this guy who fucking sketches Kate Winslet in the nude all the time, mate, and has a fucking Tommy Tank over it? I don't care about that beardy melt. He's one step up from Richard Branson, if you ask me, mate. He's a fucking beardy weirdy lad. Why are you always coming here and talking about James Cameron? It fucking pisses me off, mate. Talking about Manchester United. James Cameron, who gives a shit about James Cameron, man? Fucking hell, he's a great director, but this is a football channel, mate. Every day you come in here talking about picking James Cameron, mate. He's an Avatar guff bag. He says, if players had the same ambition as James Cameron, who made Titanic and went down 10 times to visit it, all our players would do better. Zamiasi, thank you very much for your super chat there, mate. What are you on, bud? What are you on, mate? What are you on? Oh, my God. Right, anyway, hey, the Biscuit Bandit's got an over super chat. He says, you say that, pig, but a lot of people will say that the following... The Biscuit Bandit says, you say that, pig, but a lot of people will say that following the money, you go to City now, and in that case, isn't the same Jammy Dodger versus Rich T? Isn't that the same? Jammy Dodger versus Rich T? Fucking hell, mate, I'm surrounded by complete mentalists! Why is everybody coming here asking questions about James fucking Cameron? Or asking questions about fucking biscuits all the time? It's a fucking joke! Why the hell are you coming in every day, Biscuit Bandit, asking me what's my favourite fucking biscuits between these two biscuits, mate? This is a football channel, should be asking me who I prefer, Kane or Robson, who I prefer, Charlton or Best. But no, you're coming in asking what do I prefer, Jammy Dodger or Rich T? It's obviously a Jammy Dodger, mate. Rich T's a shite unless you have a cup of tea to dip it in, obviously, and then they're really good. But they go too floppy, mate. You can only dunk them for 2 seconds, mate. This is disgrace. Jammy Dodgers all the way. They've got that sugary, jammy, shortbready type structure to them. They're beautiful, lad. Obviously a Jammy Dodger. It's a stupid question, though. But in your first initial part of the question, you said, a lot of people would say that follow the money, you go to City now, and in that case, isn't the same. Well, yeah, I guess so, mate. I mean, there's quite a lot more money, I guess, in the game right now. I mean, City are successful as well at this moment because of cheating. I mean, back in the day, Newcastle were not successful, though. I mean, they were a good side, but they only had that really good season when they finished second and bottled it with Kevin Keegan, obviously. Before that, they had never won the Premier League, Newcastle United. So it's not the same, really, but I feel you, lad. Yeah, Rich T's the Arsenal of biscuits. 2 dunks and they flop. You know what I mean? Just when you think they're getting to the good part and it falls in your fucking brew. You know what I mean? That is so true, Rushmono. They are the Arsenal Hojlunds of bickies. That's so true. You're absolutely right. No substance whatsoever. Custard creams are wankers. I love a custard cream myself, but yeah, fair play. Zamiasi, oh my goodness me. No! No, mate! Goodness me, he's done it again, this guy. Now he's combined 2 bullshit topics together. I don't believe this man. He's trying to wind me up. You're trying to wind me up, Zamiasi, lad, aren't you? He says, what's Cameron's favourite biscuits? Right, okay, Cameron's favourite biscuits, lad. I'm going to go out on the limb and say that he's a malted milk man. I just got a feeling he loves a malted milk. That's right, when he's down in his submarine, surveying the Titanic site for the 11th time, he's tucking into a cheeky malted milk, mate. That's what I'm saying, lad. Just got a feeling, I get that vibe from him. Know what I mean? Get that vibe from him, lad. Oh, my goodness me. I'm losing the will to live over here, guys. I really am. I'm losing the will to live. Oh. Anyway. Right, let's check out what another couple of updates has come in here. Mason Greenwood pictured in Manchester earlier on. This is via The Sun. Mason Greenwood, this is also from the Mail. Man United players believe that Mason Greenwood deserves a second chance at Old Trafford. I mean, that's a bit of a BS story, isn't it, from the Daily Mail? How do they know? I mean, some of the players might. I bet you some of the players don't know, you know? Okay, listen to this, guys. There's a new update from Florian Plettenberg as well in regards to Kane, which has come out this evening. Let me pop this up on the screen. So Florian Plettenberg, who obviously gave us that update earlier that said that Spurs are expecting to have a deadline, or sorry, Bayern Munich were expecting a deadline of midnight tonight on the whole situation with Slabby Kane and the deal there, and you know they wanted an answer by midnight. They put in a good bid and they're looking to do business soon, and if Spurs don't get back to them, then maybe they'll walk away. This is what this guy says anyway, so let's take a little look and see what his update says. He's tweeted out just a few minutes ago, and he has said this. He said that as expected from Bayern and reported, there's no answer from Tottenham yet to the new offer of more than 100 million euros with add-ons included. Revealed today there was no deadline, therefore Bayern is still waiting for an answer this weekend. Fucking hell, mate. What the bloody hell? So different outlets reporting there was a deadline of midnight tonight. He's saying there isn't now. I mean, it's a load of bullshit, isn't it? 35 minutes down. I think, why, you know, they're not going to, Spurs are just going to be difficult, aren't they? If you give them a deadline, they'll just go, oh, fuck off then. You know? That's what they're going to be like. They're scum to deal with. Kane will stay at Tottenham and come to us in a year on a free. That would give him big money as well. Call Piggy to call for you, Fabrizio to call Hojlund to call Schmeichel to call Fergie to call Ten Hag to call Kane. You what, Gattuso, lad? If Kane stays, then he won't win anything. Exactly, that's true. Levy delaying like the Glazer, says Malps. What, no deadline? Who knows if there bloody is a deadline or not. He will come to United in Jan for 50 mil. That'd be sexy, wouldn't it, Dead Rebel? I'd love that. But the problem is, why would he when he could go and join another club? He could actually agree personal terms with another club in January and move there next summer for a foreign league. They do love their clickbait, don't they? Yes, indeed. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz stream? I mean, maybe, Drew Who. It's possible. I guess maybe. It is kind of possible. I'll probably be watching that shit show anyway. So it is possible. Hey, what's going on there? AML, he says, still laughing at James Cameron biscuits. Zane is a randomer, isn't he? Oh, my God. But he always has to come here and talk about bloody Avatar and James Cameron all the time. And then you got the Biscuit Bandit, who I think might be Zane's alt account, just coming in here talking about bickies all the time. It's bloody mental. What's the matter with these guys? Honestly. All the time talking about biscuits and James Cameron. Oh. Goodness me. Yeah, exactly, Orlando. Try and sell Martial. Maybe even include Harry Maguire to them. Apparently they've got some interest in him. Screw the deadline. Get the man with no hairline. Amrabat, says Andrew Concars. By the way, there's a bit of information that's also come out, guys, about the protest for Manchester United against Wolves here. So the 1958 have posted this evening as well to say that the protest details for Wolves and the Forest game. Wolves 6:30 at the Trinity, flags, banners and voices to promote the Forest sit-in. Forest 60-minute sit-in at full time, so they're actually promoting a sit-in for an hour after the game to make a statement. United together in defiance, 18 years of ignorance, 18 years of silence, a resolution is needed, the 1958. So there you go, guys. Protest at the Trinity against Wolves, protest hour-long sit-in after the final whistle against Forest. Could hopefully get a few people involved with that. So if you are going, guys, look up the 1958 on Twitter. Consider having a sit-in for the Forest game and also meeting at the Trinity for the Wolves game. Absolutely. Get in there, the Rushmano. 179 likes. Let's be having you, my son. Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly, United. Do what you can. Get in there, Rushmano. You'll be there at the protest. Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. I wonder if you could get me some footage, Rushmano. That'd be amazing. Here's a biscuit, a jammy Dodger, says Andrew Cos. You can't beat shortbread, but is it even a biscuit? I don't know. Shortbread is elite, isn't it? I don't know. I would say, yeah, it is. I think it is. Best striker in the world, Dale says, want to say, I love the stream. Spent last 12 years in US and I get a UK fixer, top lads and lasses opposed to Glazer style twats. Mate, thank you, bud. That's awesome, mate. You're welcome in here. Get in here. Thank you so much for that. That's very nice. Castle Winston says, we needed an Amrabat and the other players who can't get out from them out. Spot on, agreed. Get in there, Kiprotich and Manuel. Do we give two monkeys what Cameron eats, says Simon Warner? I certainly don't. Pig, what match shirt size are you? Trying to get a replica in the same build, so not sure what size to get. Well, I'm a 2XL now. I used to be a 3XL. But to be fair, looking at me, sat down here with just my head, is probably not the best basis to buy your shirts on, mate. You know, just look at one of the other shirts in your wardrobe, look at the label, the ones that fits, buy that same size, mate. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say, lad. Hey, thank you so much to OG for the £5 super chat here. He says, let's get some love in the chat for this absolute legend. I actually thought we'd lost him, but then I realised legends never die. Big up the Don Pigo. You fucking what there, OG lad? You what? You thought you'd lost me? What's your problem there, OG, mate? Does OG stand for original gooner or something? Some sort of Arsenal melter? You talking about, lad? Nearly lost me. Never gone anywhere, my son. Never went anywhere. Hey, thank you very much for the £5 super chat, though. Get in there, you legend. Appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for the love there. So on a serious note, thank you very much. The biscuit pack. He says Hobnob versus Board on Creams. This is definitely Zamiasi's burner account. Not only is he an absolute mentalist going on about bloody biscuits all the time, but the bastard can't spell. You know what I mean? He's just definitely Zane's other account. Borden Creams. Yeah, oh yeah. I would have to say Borden Creams because Borden's a little town in Hampshire and they're known for their fantastic cream. So I'm going to say Borden Creams, mate. You can't spell, mate. At least get it right. At least get it right most of the time. Plus Hobnob's got a fucking K in it, doesn't it? Actually, no. I think that's me making that up. I don't know. Either way, it's not a Borden cream, is it? It's a Bourbon cream, mate. Bourbon cream, lad. Get it right. And to be fair, oh, it's a tough one. I'm going to go Bourbon creams. They're elite. You can get a whole big brick of them for like 30p down at Asda, and it provides you with a heck of a lot of sugar and calories and sustenance. So I'm going to go Bourbon creams. They're a personal favourite. Not everyone likes them. It's a little bit controversial, but I'm going to say Bourbon creams, mate. Oh my god, I think that is Zane. Smash a 1 if you think that's Zane, guys. It's the kind of inane, mundane, totally random chatter that you expect from Zane Miasi, to be honest, guys. And the misspelling gives it away there. Look at that. The misspelling gives it away. I reckon that's him. That's Zane Miasi. I figured you out, my friend. They just so happen to be in here at the same time on the same stream doing the same sort of guff super chats. Blatantly. It's a blatant clue, guys. That is Zane Miasi right there. Not that. That. Lots of ones coming in the live chat. Chocolate digestive all day, says the cake. Oh. Breakaway. Breakaways are good, lad. Breakaways are nice. Do they even still do breakaways? I haven't seen them in time. They're good. Anyway, right, guys. Okay, listen, I'm going to get into the live chat now for the Q&A. I'm just going to go over to Twitter and shout everyone else out. We're going to be on here for a few more minutes. Not too long tonight, but we're going to have a little chat for a little while longer, just for the bants. And we've got to get to 200 likes, guys. We're not at 200 likes yet. Keep hitting the thumbs up button and help us get to 200. We're 16 away. So help us get to 200. I'm going to go over to Twitter and shout everyone out that's retweeted us. Go over there and give us a retweet, guys. We've had 18 retweets. Get in there, you legends. Let's shout you all out. Thanks, guys. It does help out a big amount. Aaron Homeyard, transfers _UTD, Raj, Stephen Braun, Feline Fur, Jaden, Kieran, the Mario 55, Tiger Woods, Boomy, Michael Paul, Thugger, CZ Bam, Richard Wisterpeck, Lee Hope, Gaz Newton, Danlala Araya as well, and Ryan Downton. Thank you, legends, very much indeed for retweeting us. That's very awesome of you. One thing I'm going to do actually very quickly, guys, is, you know, the main man, Rushmano. He's a legend. He gives us lots of updates and stuff. He's a good friend of mine, long-time supporter of this channel. I'm going to just pop his Twitter in the live chat for a little bit, guys. And pin it at the top there for a minute. Go and give him a follow. There it is right there. There's the link to his account. He's very close. He does great updates in regards to United daily over there on his account. And he's very close to 5k followers on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, go over and give Rushmano a follow. Plus, he's one of the absolute legends of the Baker Brigade. Go and give him a follow. He's 53 people away from getting to 5k followers on Twitter, which is a big milestone. So go and give him a follow. He does regular updates in regards to United. Great lad and great updates. You won't regret following that account. It's a good account for United news. I've never visited Africa, you know, Kiprotich and Manuel. Me and my friend some years back were on about going to Tanzania to try and climb Kilimanjaro, but we never did it in the end. So, no, but I'd love to. Get in there, Gungshi. Thank you very much, you absolute Don. My gamer tag is Mr. Flying Pig HD. Put an exclamation mark Xbox in the chat and it should pop up. Yeah, Fabrizio Romano is the man indeed. Hello there, Vibjorn. What's going on? Right, Q&A time for a few minutes. Biscoffs are really good, actually, Matthew Smith. I have to say they are good. Can you reach out to Harry Kane's people, says Gattuso? Who's Harry Kane's people? Like, don't know. Rich tea producers? Melters? I don't know. Who is Harry Kane's people, lad? When's FIFA returning? Don't know yet, United. Give it a week or so, probably. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. I've never been to Sweden, Stacey Wrecked. I'd love to go to Sweden, though, absolutely. Definitely, but never have been. I've not been that many places, really. I've been to a few. I've been to Spain. I've been to France. I've been to Belgium. Been to Germany, to Frankfurt Airport on a changeover flight. I've been to the USA. You know, that's about it. I'm trying to think of somewhere else I've been. That's it. I think that's it. Jaffa cake a biscuit? No, it's a cake. The clue's in the name, mate. It's literally made of sponge cake. So how could it possibly be a biscuit? It's definitely not a biscuit. It's a cake. The clue's in the name. It's literally called a Jaffa cake, and it's made of sponge. It is a cake. Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts? Got to be Krispy Kremes. Hey, no worries, Massey, mate. You can always watch the show back, lad. Thank you, the Hoop Man. Kilimanjaro, a bit ambitious. I know, Bremont, it is a bit. Well, hence why we didn't do it, lad. You know what I'm saying? Better to try and climb the peak of Slabby Maguire's forehead. The Hoop Man, get in there, my son. It's a biscuit. It's a bloody cake, mate. The clue's in the name. It's a Jaffa cake. It's made of sponge. Sponge is a type of cake. It's not a type of picking biscuit. Kane's into hobnobs as Luke Shaw's into pies, as best striker in the world. They're called cookies. Hell no, Orlando. Chocolate chip cookies. That's a specific type of cookie. Now, when you get those chocolate chip ones, you know, like the ones from Subway or the Maryland ones you get from the supermarkets over here with the chocolate chips in, that's a cookie. There's only one type of biscuit that's a cookie, and that's a cookie. All the other biscuits are biscuits. A cookie is a type of biscuit. Simple. Cookies are not cookies. A cookie, an American-style cookie with the chocolate chips, that's a cookie. That's a type of biscuit. Fact. Is tea cake a cake? I don't think it is, you know. You might have got me there, bud. I don't think it is. It's got like a biscuit base with a marshmallow on top with chocolate surrounding the whole thing. That doesn't sound like a cake to me.
Super chat.
Kate Cadet says 250 likes. Thank you for the super chat here, Kate Cadet, my son. He says 250 likes and blue ribbons all round. Oh no. Nobody likes chocolate covered cardboard quite as much as Kate Cadet. Blue ribbons are absolutely awful, by the way. They are the worst. What an awful chocolate covered wafer. Why even waste your time? You've got to go for a Tunnocks caramel wafer if you're going to have a wafer, mate. Or at least a Kit Kat or something. Don't be coming at me with a blue ribbon, mate. They are awful. Like literally cardboard covered chocolate, mate. Get it away from me, you sickening man. Get away from me, bro. You're a sickening individual. Thank you so much. Okay. So a new report's come out this evening that United Report are tweeting out there, guys, that says that Qatar has jumped ahead of Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bid in the race for Manchester United. Right. Okay, then. Interesting. Oh, my God. Really? Is that really the... Oh, goodness me. I mean, okay, then, fine. I don't believe any of it right now. We'll see what happens, but... Goodness me. Zamiasi, thank you very much for the $9.99 super chat here, bud. Zamiasi says, talking about chocolate, etc. Who would have Maguire played in Willy Wonka film? Good question. Two people spring to mind. The first one maybe being Augustus Gloop. Because, let's face it, he was big and slow and spoiled. Do you know what I mean? So maybe Augustus Gloop, but also Grandpa Joe kind of springs to mind. Because you remember at the start of the movie, Grandpa Joe's like bedridden. And he's like so slow he can't fucking do anything. All of a sudden, he gets a carrot dangled in front of him. Let's go to the bloody chocolate factory, Grandpa Joe. And he's like, do you know what? I can fucking walk again. You know? And he gets up, but he's still slow as shit. And he can actually walk. He's been bedridden for 10 fucking years, this guy. Mere mention of going to the chocolate factory, and there you go. He's cured. Sounds like something Slabbo Maguire would do. So I'm going to say Grandpa Joe combined with Augustus Gloop, mate. That's what I kind of think of, you know? Or maybe he's got the ego. He's got the ego of, what's her name? Is it fucking Violet Beauregard or something? No. Yeah. Who's the one who's like, I want it now. I want it right now. Is that her name? I forgot now. What's her name? Either way, he reminds me of her a little bit because she was looking big and an egotistical cow, weren't she? You know what I'm saying? Harry Maguire thinks too much of himself, that prat. Maybe it's Veruca Salt. Is that the one? Yeah, Veruca Salt. That's probably her. Yeah, and plus Maguire, let's face it, he's a walking Veruca, the man. He's a walking Veruca. So maybe it's hard to choose. Plus he reminds me a bit of an Oompa Loompa, actually. Just a very large version. So, goodness me, that is a question and a half. I don't know, I can't even. I'm going to say Grandpa Joe, though, because he's slow as all sin. There you go. Thank you, Zamiasi, for that super chat there, mate. I appreciate it. Good one, good one. Oh, you got to admire Zamiasi, though. He does come here and talk absolute guff and Arsenal shite and totally derail the football chat sometimes. But he is funny, though. I mean, who comes up with topics like this other than Zamiasi, you know what I mean? Crikey. On a Friday night, I don't mind so much, you know? Oh, Football Factory says, lol. Hey, get in there, Stuart Stormtrooper Waller. Mike TV, the boy with the guns. All right, yeah. That's it. This biscuit talk's making you gain weight, says Howard. Hey, we got 200 likes, guys. Get in there, you legends. 200 likes smashed on there. Thank you so much. That's absolutely beautiful, lads. Get in there, you legends. Zane's out of his mind, says Orlando Arellano. Quite possibly. Simon says, if Arsenal has a stream, why can't Zane go on that? I don't know if they do have a stream on at this time. I think we're sort of on, we do a late night graveyard shift late on YouTube, and I think this is what he calls the crack smoking hour. That's why he's here right now. That's why he's sending us super chats like this. Because he's fucking nutsed out of his brain, the guy right now on Class A drugs, possibly. Anyway. Oh, goodness. Right, I'm going to read a couple more messages out, guys. Get your thoughts in there at the end about anything we discussed here. But have a great weekend, everybody. We are going to be back on tomorrow, remember, for the watch-along. Let me go and get the link for that and I'll pin that to the top. But remember to follow Rushmano's Twitter page there, guys. Help him get to 5k subscribers or 5k followers on Twitter. He's a legend and he does great updates and stuff in regards to United. So I've pinned his Twitter to the top of the live chat. Go and click that before I replace it with the watch along and give him a follow on the Twits. Help him get to 5k, you legends. Oh yes, if you're on Twitter, give him a follow. Right then, okay, so yeah, we got 16 likes on the watch along already. At the end of this stream, I'm going to advise you all to go over there as well and smash a like on the watch along here because that will help us out big time. And that will give us a boost up on the algorithm. That's back on at 12:15 tomorrow. We'll be on nice and early for a cheeky watch along, Manchester United versus RC Lens. Oh yeah. So come and join us for that, guys. Right, let me pop that in the chat. That's where the watch-along's at, guys, and I'll just replace the pinned message. But before I do, here's a chance very quickly to smash the link to Rushmano's page and go and give him a follow on Twitter. Nice one. Okay, then. Right, guys. Couple more comments, then we're going to have to wrap this up because it is getting close to midnight here, folks. Yeah, and there's the extra follow. Yeah, follow the Extra Clips channel as well. There it is right there. Flying Pig United Extra. Get in there. Jamza Highlights is running that channel now, guys. There's clips and stuff going over there. So go and give it a cheeky little subscribe also. I think it's going to be 4-1 to United tomorrow, Stuart. I see a reaction after losing 3 games in the row. And we're only playing RC Lens at Old Trafford. Surely we can batter them. Hey, we've got up to 72,815 subscribers now, guys. We're very close now to 73,000. That is awesome. We are starting to creep up again now. Legends. Absolute legends. Thanks, everyone, for being here and getting involved. What was the old chocolate biscuit with a football logo on them? Goodness me. I don't know, you know. You've just made me, for some reason, think of a Viscount, no? I don't know why. Viscount's an underrated bicky, isn't it, guys? The mint one, you know, with the mint cream in it. Nobody talks enough about Viscounts. Is it Viscount or Viscount? I don't know. But you know the ones. This is a random chat tonight, a proper random. Goodness me. Seriously. What have I been eating, says Lucky Singh? Goodness me. What did I have for dinner? Can't be bothered to even remember. Yeah, we're doing the match, Thomas Pike. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. You love a Viscount, says Madhouse. Yeah, they're good. They are good. Break out the red panties, says Alan. Hey, good night there, Duke of Rodtown. Have a great evening, lad. Remember the big orange furry guy from Bugs Bunny cartoons? That's Slabby, says Boomhauer. Oh, Viscount of Pants. You reckon, Stoic Savage? I'm a fan of Viscounts, me. How long till the game, says DMD? 12 hours, mate. Just over 12 hours. So it's on at 12:45 UK time. So literally 13 hours precisely. And the game will be on. 13 hours precisely. Oh, nice one, Ryan. Yeah, respect. Yeah, go and follow the Clips channel, guys. Flying Pig United Extra. You'd love to see some peaking ribs. It's 12:45 p.m. Lons finished second last season while playing amazingly, but they lost Fofana to Saudi. I'll say, crikey, yeah, fair play, Colin, but the French league is gash, though. Thank you very much, Dale, the Homo sapien. He says, looking healthy, pig, slimmer suits you. Thank you, Dale. That's very kind, dude. How come you keep changing your name, Dale, throughout the show to like 7 different names, lad? Choose an alias and stick with it, bro. You know what I mean? Blackjacks or fruit salads? Oh, I have to say blackjacks, but they're both pretty elite, aren't they? Let's be honest. 4 a.m. over there. Wow, are you going to get up and watch it? These are the things that make your chat the best stream, and you are a legend, Sir Pigo. Take a bow, mate. Thank you, Howard. It is a random one this evening, eh? Thank you, guys. Biscuits are nice, but I much prefer chocolate-covered cardboard myself. You do, don't you, Cake Cadet? You bloody love it, lad. Goodness me. You probably like a cake that's just a tin covered in icing. I remember that, guys, at my first school. They used to, like, my first school back in the day, they used to bring out a tin that was painted like a birthday cake. It was a fucking metal tin, like a Quality Street tin, that they've painted like a birthday cake. They put some candles on it, right? And then when it was your birthday, they'd all sing happy birthday to you. And then they just brought out a fucking tin cake. How annoying is that? They did used to have some flumps in it, and everybody got one flump. Piss poor, mate. Absolute piss poor. Unbelievable. But I guess it's better than nothing. Thank you, Rushman. I appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Smash a like on the way out, you legends. I appreciate you. Fucking tin cake, guys. I'll never forget that. A flump is like a type of marshmallow. They're actually quite nice, but they're very small. And you just used to get one each on somebody's birthday, and they bring out a bloody tin cake with candles in it. Bit of a danger, a risk as well for little kids. No, Bell 691 nightmare, lad. That's what you get for having absolutely heinous views, lad. You know what I mean? Oh, Butterfingers are good, actually. One of the American candies that are actually very nice. Flumps are good, aren't they, Rushmano? Absolutely, yeah. Cheap bastards, don't believe that. 100%, lad. Right, guys, anyway. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now before we start talking about goodness knows what. So thank you, everybody, for watching the stream. You're a bunch of legends. I really do appreciate you getting in here. Thank you so much for joining us. There is no news, OV. We're waiting for a report coming through from United very, very soon. Flumps are great, says the Cake Cadet. Yes, indeed. They are pretty awesome. I have to say that. They are very good. Guys, we're going to wrap this stream up. It's been a great stream. Thank you, Chris Barker. Thanks for all the banter and fun tonight. It has been a fun one. Random, but fun. There's the latest. We're waiting for Kane news. Probably be tomorrow, or maybe it won't even come at all, and hopefully United can have a stab at him. If not, you know, at least we've got Amrabat to hopefully go and get. You have a great one as well, Gungshi. Thank you so much for getting in, as always, you legend. Enjoy your evening, guys. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to all the super chatters, lunatics like Zamiasi, etc. Thank you so much for getting in here, guys, and supporting the channel, each and every one of you legends on screen here and everybody in the chat. You're a bunch of legends. Have a great evening. Sorry, we talked a lot about confectionery in this stream tonight. Some people are going to go and have a full-on nosh now. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. That's it from me. Good night. God bless. Piggy loves you. Catch you tomorrow for the watch along. Before you go, though, make sure you go over here, guys, and smash a like on the watch along. Like the watch along, peeps. Oh yes, smash that watch along link right there. Go and give us a like on the watch along. I want to get to 40 likes after this show. We're currently on 16. So go over, 24 of you legends at least, and smash that watch along like before you go to bed. And come and join us as well tomorrow at 12:15 p.m. UK time for the RC Lons watch along, guys. We'll be on there going in there raw for the game and watching it together. So come and join us, peeps. Also, check out the Extra Clips channel right there as well in the live chat. Stay classy, legends. Good night, God bless. Piggy loves you. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com as well, for your latest United news. Stay classy, and I'll catch you tomorrow, you legends. Enjoy your Friday night. Thanks, everyone, for getting in here once again. You are a bunch of absolute legends of the Baker Brigade, and I'll see you tomorrow. Come on, United! And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they stink, sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.